blueberry. Welcome back to Blueberry Land. Several weeks ago I made blueberry muffins, but I wasn't really clear how they came out. They just didn't look the way I like. I like to be more professional than that. So what I'm going to do, blueberries is well known in New Jersey where I actually live. Now, there's nothing better than an old-fashioned shifter. Make sure everything is out of here that was in here before. Here we go. Now, this is an old-fashioned shifter that my grandmother had. It's not from my grandmother, but you can buy them in the store now. I'm adding in 2 cups of flour. Here we go. I'm going to sift this. You want it sifted. When the recipe tells you to sift, you have to sift something. You have to sift it. All right. I'm now adding in 1 more cup of flour. Beautiful day today. It's really nice out there today. Oh. But like I was telling you, we really could use a little bit of rain, but okay. What's going to happen is, folks, nature has a way of making up the difference. Okay. Now, I'm adding in another cup of flour. We want 2 cups of all-purpose sifted flour. Use an old-fashioned sifter, folks. They're really wonderful. Alright, now let's pull the flour away. Let's cover it up. What do I do with the cover? We'll put it here for now. We'll find it later. Now, the next thing is I want to add in my baking powder. I want to add in... Here it is. I found it. I want to add in my baking powder. I want to add in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Three teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. When something doesn't come out the way you really want it to, then you have to say, oh, what did you do wrong with it? Sometimes it's really, it could be the humidity causing it, or it could be not enough. It's one thing or the other. You just never know. All right, now the sugar. Because these are blueberry muffins, I'm only adding in 1/3 cup of sugar. Here we go. It's got to be perfect or it's just not going to come out. Now, the next thing is I want to mix in my dry ingredients. I'm going to go to the wet. I love being Miss Blueberry in Blueberry Land. Everything is made with blueberries here today. Mix, mix, mix. Mix everything together, folks, or it's just not going to come out, folks. I can tell you that. Now, I'm going to go to my milk. I want to see exactly how much milk this is calling for. It says 1 cup of milk, folks. But I find if it's too dry, we're going to go a little bit further. I'm not saying how much I don't know yet. I'm taking 1 cup at this point and adding in 1 cup of whole milk. Now I might go a little bit more. We have to see if it's moist. I'm adding in an egg. One egg. Okay. Now the next thing is I want to add in 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Where did I put it? Do not grease your pan until you're ready to put the batter in. There's a reason for that. Now I'm going to mix this together. Now, this is moist enough, folks. We don't have to go any further with the milk. But if I find it's a little too dry, which I think it's going to be, it seems to be all right. Okay, this seems fine. Okay, it's a little stiff, folks. I don't know. I think it's a little too stiff. I'm just going to take a little bit more in. Not much, just a little drop more, just to make sure. Yeah, just a little bit. We don't need that much. We want it moist, the muffin. We don't want it over dry it. Yeah, that's better. See? Okay, this is what you really want. You want the batter nice and loose. Now, the next thing is, folks, I want to grease my muffin tins. Use melted butter. It's the best kind of grease you can use. If you have Crisco, you can use Crisco. Now, make sure before we stick the batter in here that nothing can stick. Now we're going to stop greasing these muffin tins. I'm taking about a handful of blueberries, fresh blueberries. So this is where we live. I live in New Jersey, and this is where we're well known for. I'm going to add in some handful of blueberries, a couple handfuls of blueberries. I like them fresh. When you get into your winter season, folks, then you can definitely go to the frozen. But right now I prefer the fresh. I hope we have enough. I might add a little bit more in. Okay. Now, my best recommendation is, folks, use an ice cream scoop, okay? They're the best thing to use for ice cream. And make sure this is clean. I'm very funny about my utensils. I learned that from my younger daughter, who's a fantastic housekeeper. Sometimes you learn from other people. All right, now, how high we go is a question that my daughter's going to answer me. I would say almost go up to the top. If you really want to have a good muffin, like you see in the bakery in the stores or the old-fashioned bakeries. I was saying, I really miss these old-fashioned bakeries. We want to make sure, folks, we have enough in here so this really fills up to the brimstone. And my grandmother was a fantastic baker in her day, and I'm telling you, folks, I learned a lot from her as well. But I also learned a lot from my daughter, who's a very good baker also. Okay. Now we might put some more in as we go along. Here we go. We want to make sure that it's not such a small muffin that you might as well not be eating muffin at all. We want to make sure it's pretty well up there, almost to the top. Let me see if anything else needs to be filled in. Let me see. This one does.
Those two.
This one
Those
does.
two back ones also.
I want to make sure because my daughter surprised me. She's a very good baker, and I'm learning a lot from her. This one needs a little bit more too.
You're ignoring the little.
Here we go. Now we're going to put this in the oven and bake this for about 30 to 35 minutes. Here we have delicious blueberry muffins. Bake them for at least 35 minutes and you will get a top-notch muffin, folks. Now look how lovely that came out. Isn't that beautiful? You don't want them white on the top and they're not quite done. Best served with an ice cold glass of milk. Bottled milk from Blueberry Some Country Kitchen. Have a great day. Please subscribe to my wonderful YouTube channel.